Hi, and welcome back to another live stream, and also welcome back to the channel, of course. For all those who just come into the live stream, welcome. Feel free also to leave a comment in the chat. Hi, welcome, Captain Duxkey. How do you do? How are you? And welcome in the chat also. We have a special topic today, a rumor that I heard. So feel free to give me your opinion, what you know about this. So today, I love to talk about a synth, one of those mini synths that Behringer brought out. But it was, I think, 2022 when they first. Okay, nice to hear that. So in today that topic, they brought some synths at that time, not out, but they demonstrate some synths, and one of those synths they're supposed to bring out was the CS Mini. And as you know, there are some mini synths came out not so long ago, and also one of those synths in 2022, I think, was also that CS Mini. But after a while, I think in the same year, they then canceled that. Until I think this week, I heard a rumor that it maybe will come back to. They will bring it maybe out. So. A CS Mini, what is that? What a sort of synth is it? It's a recreation of the famous Yamaha CS80, and it's a synthesizer from the 70s. Came out in the 70s till 1918, I think. Yes, and so that's that synth that they want to recreate, but. Cannot recreate that, of course, but I will tell you what they want to do. But first of all, I'm gonna show you which synth they want to use as a sort of recreation. So that's the CS Mini, as you see, and for this synth, they took an example of this mighty CS80. I think in the 70s it came out till 1918. That was, I think, the last synth that you couldn't buy at that time. It's also, there are not lots of those synths. What kind of synth is it? It's a subtractive synth with 8-voice polyphony, but 2 times. So it has 2 synths of 8 voices, a little bit like the Prophet 8, of course, but 2 times. So a double of that. And it has also 4 programmable patches that you can program 4 patches, but it was here in this area here, so you can program those here. You have 4 times the same layout as here. What also came with this synth was a polyphonic aftertouch. I think one of the first. If I'm wrong, correct me, of course. And also aftertouch and this ribbon here. Also very nice to have such an option on your synths. Today you can find them on other new synths, certainly the flat shape synths that you buy. The Uno has also one with a ribbon, and there are other synths with this ribbon. Very powerful and also very nice sounding synth, but as I mentioned, it just it's a recreation, but not 100% the same, because 8 voices 2 times at 16 voices synth analog in such a small area, I don't think they can fit it in that. So maybe they can, I don't know, but so what they recreate is a 3 voices polyphonic synth, just 3 voices, but they only created it what they want to create was the filter and the voice. They created a CS80 voice, so 3 times the CS80 voice. And I know how a CS80 voice oscillator with filter is because I had the CS5, and the CS5 is literally the same as a CS80, only it has one oscillator, one filter, one envelope generator. But the envelope generator, the filter, and the filter and the oscillators are identical as in the CS80. So what is very special on this filter is it is not a self-oscillating filter. On the CS80 you don't have that self-oscillating filters. It's not self-oscillating. And if they want to create that filter, then in this case, if you have this, if they bring out this CS Mini, I think there will be no self-oscillating filter. If there is, then it's not exactly the same. So I'm very curious if it comes out. It's a rumor. I hope they bring it out. So it's just 3 voices, polyphony, nothing more. No 8 2 times, so no 16 voice. In this case, the oscillator has a sawtooth and a pulse wave, and that's all. The same thing as on my CS5, identical. You have also a pulse width modulation on that, same thing. You can also go to one of my videos that I have on the CS5 that gives you that sound of the CS80, but just one. What it has also have the noise generator, of course, a low pass filter, but normally there's also a bad pass and a high pass filter. The resonance, of course, and the voltage control filter. That's your resonance, but this is your cutoff normally. And of course, an ADSR envelope generator. This one is the envelope, the amount of resonance that you want to give to that sound. With the sequencer, of course, here the same thing as on the other minis. So that's the rumor that I want to bring out this one, a recreation of that original CS80. But I don't think they can fit all that synthesizer in that small area. But still, 3 voices, it's not a lot. You can have I don't think you can have a polyphonic synthesizer with 3 voices. So if they want to do that minimum, I think 4 voices. That's my opinion. A little bit like the Jupiter 4. 4 voices, and then you have a minimum. You can do the lower with your left hand and a 3-octave sound on your right hand. Then you can create some voice. Minimum 4. 3 is too. You cannot have a nice chord with 3, only 3. You have so. I hope if they bring it out, that they do minimum 3 voices instead of 4. Excuse me, instead of 3. I know there is not a lot of space, but they can do that if they want. And of course, that filter, that must be not self-oscillating. Of course, if it's self-oscillating, then that's not a recreation of that voice of an CS18. That was I think also their, how do you say it in English? The purpose of this synth was to create one voice and then 3 times 3 polyphonic synthesizer with 3 voices of the CS80. So I hope they bring it out as soon as possible, of course. And so we can try that. And we will see. For all those who just came in, welcome to the live stream. and also to the channel, of course. Feel free to leave a comment in the chat. I'm very curious about your opinion about this topic. What do you think? Do they bring this synth out, that CS Mini? But in this case, if they bring it out, it will be 3 voices of a CS80. In my opinion, 4 is a minimum that you must have, I think. Do you share my opinion, or have you another opinion? Just leave it in the chat so we can exchange ideas, and also to have your opinion always. But the design, it's nice done. I like this design. Very nice done with those faders lighting up, also like on the Odyssey. Very nice done. So they will recreate the CS80, this famous synthesizer. As you know, it's 16 voices in total, 2 layers of 8 voice, and I think also one of the first synth with that polyphonic aftertouch and this ribbon here. So a very expressive synth. I hope also when they bring that mini synth out, that when you're using a MIDI keyboard, that you also have that a little bit that same expression, so that you also can use that on a MIDI keyboard. That will be very nice to have that on this little small synth. You know that I have also other videos on the D Mini and also on the AKS synth, but I'm waiting for the synths to come in the store so I can order them. I will certainly buy the D Mini, and I will do also an overview. But there is also another thing that I not heard, but I read, because there is also this one, the JT2, and the JT2 is a recreation of the Jupiter 8, of course. Another icon, another famous synthesizer. The other one, the CS18, was also famous. Of course, everybody knows Vangelis had that, used that for the Blade Runner soundtrack. Everybody knows that. That's the CS80. And this one, and I think, maybe I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, the CS80 was also used on one of those songs of Michael Jackson, I think. And this one certainly on lots of music of the songs of Michael Jackson. This one, the Jupiter 8, instead of the GT2, of course. This one is, I think, is starting to shipping out, so it will be soon in the shop. So this is also one of the Behringer that came out that I'm very curious to how it sounds. This one is around, I think, 180, 170 euros. Instead of this one will be $99, was it? So I think 80, 70, or I think in this case also 100 euros here in Belgium, or in Europe. But it was made for the same price as the other ones. So $99 for this synth. For this synth you pay a lot more, of course. But even then, if I'm honest, I will never buy this synth, even I have the money for that. There is a lot of maintenance on. Yeah. And if it is broken, the parts are very hard to find, even I think not to find, because it's also very rare synth, so you cannot find it anywhere. So beware when you're buying vintage synths. There is always a catch, of course. But this one will be shipped, I think, from now, starting to ship out to the stores. So it will come into the stores. And I checked it out also out when it can be available in the store. We'll see if I can find. I'm going to add one here, bring it here, so we can watch that together. Feel free to leave a comment in the chat, of course. Also feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. There is no obligation, and also you don't have to, but it will be nice. Oh, just say hello. That's also okay. For the GT2, Jupiter 2, in this case, as this one, so it's on this website, so it will be shipping immediately. So that means that it will be very soon in the store, and I will look it up because I found also at Thomann. This one will be 182 euros, so around $200, I think, a little bit more, for this Synth GT2 Jupiter recreation, and it's not in the English here, so it will be available in several months, but that was long before. So if it will be shipped now immediately, that means Thomann is in Germany. I think also those synths come from China, I think, yes. So it will take a few weeks. I think maybe next month it will be available here. This one, very interesting synthesizer. To be honest, I would love to have this one instead of the Mini D Mini. The reason why, because this one is more hands-on. You can have all your settings on here, the direct hands-on. So there will be a Behringer synthesizer soon here in my studio. Which one of those? That's a question mark, but stay tuned, and then you will see his visit. I'm gonna make I think one video on this synth, and I hope, I don't know if I'm buy it, but now I'm a little bit confused. Which one do I want to buy? This or the MIDI D? What do you think? Which one do you prefer, the JT2 or the D Mini? Which one do you? The price is, of course, the D Mini is a lot cheaper than this one. This one is, I think, more useful because it's a hands-on synth, and I know that I'm more a fan of a hands-on synth than a synth where you must dive in always to those menus, because I like to tweak my sound live and also change my sound live till you find some nice sounding sound. Sometimes it's helps me to be creative. That's my opinion, of course. Don't know what your opinion about this synth. So this one is just shipping out. If I gonna see which this one is can be played in diaphonic or paraphonic mode. So as everybody knows, the Jupiter 8 is a polyphonic synth. This one is just duophonic or paraphonic. Duophonic, that means that you can play those two oscillators next to each other. Paraphonic, also all those voices goes, just two voices, no 8 voices, go to the same filter and the same envelope generator. So that's a little bit a shame. That's my opinion, of course. But let me know, what do you think? Is that so? It's duophonic or paraphonic, 2 analog VCOs with sawtooth, triangle, square, and pulse wave forms, as well a noise generator for this one. Pulse wave modulation also, and a hard sync and a cross modulation. Analog low pass filter with cutoff and resonance. That's normal, and normally they will try to recreate that Jupiter 8 filter, of course, in this case, I think. An LFO with multiple waveforms for modulation, pitch, filter, and pulse width. Then we have also 2 ADSR envelope for filtering and the VCA, of course. That's the typical setting for a subtractive synth. Audio input for sound processing and external source can be used as a complete Eurorack synthesizer voice with the 80 HP, and then we have also polychain function for connection. So you can have three different modules like this stuck on each other, and then you can play a polyphonic sound, because each two oscillators go to a separate filter, a separate envelope generator, so you have a polyphonic sound, not a paraphonic sound. So if you have that, or with other modules from Behringer, so this one is but the same thing, it's not polyphonic, and I don't like synth that are paraphonic or duophonic. I have my ARP Odyssey, it's a duophonic synth. It's not so useful. That's my opinion also, but also my experience with those synth. I love to have it must be a polyphonic. Don't know why it's too small for all those voices. I think that's the reason why they want to put too much in a small area, and there are some limits on those things. But I hope they will create also the bigger version, with also line outputs, 6.3 millimeter jack. Input, it has a stereo headphone output, but I think also that's your output for your main output, or not. I thought it was the main output also, or is there no, there is another main output here. Where is the phone output? No, there is no. Here is the phone output. Audio outputs, I don't know if it's stereo or monophonic. Also, for those who just came in, welcome to the channel, and also welcome to the live stream. We are discussing here two topics. The first that you see on the thumbnail, the CS Mini, a recreation of the CS80 that normally was supposed to came out, but in 22 they demonstrate those synths, but they I thought the reason why they annulate that production was there were not a lot of components, or less, so they couldn't have those components at time, or there was not enough parts for those synths. That's one of the reasons that they annulate that. But there was a rumor this week that maybe it will come out soon. So, and in this case also yesterday, I read that this one is ready to ship immediately. That means this one will be soon available in all the shops, so you can buy this one. I thought it was a polyphonic, but as I read here that it's not. It's not polyphonic. For the rest, it includes 12 DC powered supply unit. So it's a paraphonic or duophonic synth, not. I think I'm gonna stuck to my first thought, that I'm gonna buy that D Mini, the recreation of the Model D, but a small version thereof, because I know the sound of the Model D. It's very nice sounding synth. That's why maybe I'm gonna buy that, but it will be soon. One of those synths, I will buy that, and I'm gonna give also an overview. Also, feel free to leave your opinion, of course, on this topic. If you have experience also with maybe a Jupiter 8, if you have one, or if you're fortunate to have also the CS80, of course, that's also nice to know that you have, if you have that. As you see, the layout is same as very nice design. 2 oscillators. It's also the same layout as my Super 6. Same thing. You have your 2 oscillators, VCO1, VCO2, the pulse wave on those oscillators, sawtooths, triangles, sawtooths, pulse and a square wave, some pulse with modulation, a pulse. And then you have also on the second one the same thing, but a sine wave instead of a triangle. That's a little bit, the triangle is almost the same sound as a sound wave. So, and then sawtooth, the same thing, also a pulse, and instead of the square, you have a noise source or generator here, and you can go from 16 feet to 2 feet, and here you can go from 16 feet also to 2 feet. But here this one is you can morph between. It's without a set. You can go also between. That's also very nice. So you can do a sort of fine tuning with this also. So I don't know why they did that. Strange. Low frequency also. You can go very low. So you can have a sync, if you can modulate that, another LFO. Here is the LFO for this one. Then you have the 2 envelope generators here. Also key followed, of course. No loop, I think. I don't see a loop here. That's sometimes interesting. I have that on my Super 6, so you can loop those envelope. That can be very useful for very interesting sounds if you're looping that. So key following on and off. Polarity, that means you can go to the negative or the positive. Then you have your LFO amount, key following amount. The filter, of course, 12 dB, 24 dB for the high pass filter here. And your memory, and also I think there is there was nothing said about a sequencer. Don't think there was a sequencer on this one. Paraphonic, hold, down, up. There is a sequence. Why is it up and down? No. There's arpeggiator. There's an arpeggiator. Here it is. With arpeggiator, the range, and then the mode, of course. Gate in, pitch CV in, sync in, filter CV, audio output, and a phone output. Nice. Where we also can go and watch this small thing. This is very easy. What do you have here? Just a sub oscillator, an oscillator, of course, with a pulse width on modulation, with those 2 waveforms. The sub oscillator, you can also go from 32 feet till 1 feet. That's very 1 feet is very high. 1 feet, that's very high. 30 foot. So I have a nice range here. That's polyphonic, but it's not polyphonic. It's paraphonic, I think. I hope it will be polyphonic. I hope, and not paraphonic. There are, but I think for that small area to put 3 voices in that, I hope it will be 3 and not paraphonic. Unison, octave alone or below, I think. Then like a sub oscillator. Then the 5th ring modulation and a ring poly. Play active, record, you can record. Memory write, so you have memory here also when you're, I think, tweaking that synth. Lots of other things on this synth also. Here in the sub menu, a small keyboard, but the keyboard is not so useful. The only thing that you use it as a sort of buttons to dive into your menus like the other mini synths. So that's my opinion about this. I hope, of course, they will bring it out. And I have a lot of choice, of course, when the first come into the store. Then I will buy me the first one. I hope as soon as possible. I hope next month, before the end of the summer. so I can do a demonstration on one of those synth, and then hopefully also maybe other synthesizers, not only Behringer, there are other synthesizers that will come out, other features, although not only synthesizers I have in my studio, also mixtables, other gear, pedals also. As you know, you can follow me in my channel. I have also other things here like my pedals, analog, hybrid pedals. I have also MIDI patches, things that I can talk about if it is interesting. If there is need to, then I would like to make a live stream or video about that. Just leave it in a comment. Just why not? If you have a question about that, and of course on the other synths. So for all those who came to the live stream, thank you very much to come and visit the channel. Also, thank you, Captain Duckski. Don't hesitate. I'm gonna leave the chat on so you can chat if you like, if you have a question, and of course I will come back on another live stream, maybe another topic, maybe also interesting or less interesting. I don't know why. We will see. So please let me know. Thank you all for the visits, and also take care, stay creative, and I will see you next time on another live stream. Goodbye.